Shit.
How'd that ruin anything? Saying penis?
You can't say that on air. Penis?
Oh, yes, we can. We're us. Of course we can say penis. We are so off-center, it's not even funny.
If Elton John can play the piano and talk about penis all day, then I should be able to say penis on a podcast. If girls can sell their titties for $10, I should be able to talk shit for free online.
Say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, yeah. We live, baby.
Between Two Puppers. The show.
Oh, yes. Instead of Between Two Ferns, Zach Galifianakis.
Like,
Between Two Puppers.
We got two dogs, and we're going to interview artists about how
We interviewing the dogs. About how they live their life.
What do you do all day except get attention? You sound like an Instagram model. You know, being a dog is like being a bitch, which is like being an Instagram model.
Do you guys lick your buttholes?
Yes, they do.
Do you get your buttholes licked?
Mm-hmm.
That is the question.
That's like an Instagram model.
Just like an Instagram model.
I think it was too quiet to pick that up.
Yep. Way too quiet.
Okay. No whispering then for this one.
Do we need to turn the levels back up, or is the green good? Should we be in the yellow, or the green is where we want to stay? I'm not an audio guy like that. I have no idea.
I mean, green is good. Yellow is caution. And red is like, hold on, man. Fuck, I don't know, actually.
So if I got right up on it, it started saying penis in it.
Penis, penis, penis. Like I got a good halfway through there when I say it. Penis.
Penis.
La la la. Wait, hold up.
No, you.
Ernie.
Hold up. Lick a butthole, lick a butthole.
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 Hyenas come or something.
Something like that, yeah. So are we good? Are we recording even? Or?
Yeah, you guys were recording.
Oh.
Oh, this is, okay.
Sound test.
Okay, is this a sound test? Okay, let's see it then. Let's hear it.
No, we've been recording.
You're live.
We're live now, baby.
Oh, shit.
We live.
Oh, damn. We live, son. Well, shit. Welcome to About Last Night. We usually film in the morning, even though this is our first episode. So, I mean.
But here we are.
We are.
What is it, 8 o'clock? Something like that?
Yeah, man.
Got here at 8:30.
Like
finally filming.
Fucking COVID-19, man. It's quarantine, man. It's fucking.
We had to quarantine with the puppers, though.
Phase 1, part 2, man.
Phase 1, part 2 is bullshit. You know this.
I mean, some people are saying it's the best sequel that's ever come.
Shit.
I mean, it's still being filmed in progress, but it's a good sequel. I gotta say, it's a lot better than the first time, you know?
I mean, yeah, the first time around, everyone was getting fucking nuts and fucking buying up all the goddamn toilet paper like everyone was just shitting their pants or some shit. I don't really get that.
I know people just don't wash their ass.
What was the fucking point of the freak out panic buying? Like, straight up. I'm really still very, very confused about this.
I don't think there was so much of a point about it. I think it was just like being American. We were like, you fucking British motherfuckers, we're not gonna get a bidet.
We're not gonna get a bidet. Why would I wash my butt? Rachel, why?
Why would I help? Why would I help your government, your economy? We're gonna buy toilet paper here that's made in China. Okay?
1 ply, half ply. Half ply, all day. Don't you all forget it.
Anyway, a lot of interesting things happened this weekend. It was Thanksgiving. It was Turkey Day. So, I mean, we could all be happy about that, right? Because we got to eat a bunch of food and not be with our families. So, I mean, in a way, it was all right, but, I mean...
And we could really see who actually doesn't know how to fucking cook a turkey.
Well, even that, like, I mean, as
Christ,
a cook,
man.
I think it's funny that people just suck ass at cooking, but my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is, like, it's always a shitty football game. No matter what. It's like the teams are like 1-7, and it's like Thursday night football.
We were about to
everything's at stake. No matter who wins, these teams are not going to the playoffs. And the thing that really pissed me off this year is that it was like you were talking about, man. You said, what is it, the Cowboys and Indians?
The Cowboys and Indians game, man. Cowboys versus what was the Washington Redskins. Now it's the Washington Sports Club football team guys who have fucking pads.
Which is actually the most original racial slur for Native people that people don't know. What the fuck? Like, I feel like in school when they taught us about Thanksgiving, they never really said shit about the Native people other than that we fucked them over.
I wasn't even taught that we fucked them over. I had to look that up ourselves. I got suspended from school for a week for pointing that shit
out. And, like, no one talks about the East Coast Indians. Like, I mean, maybe,
them East Coast Indians.
And I'm like, maybe that's, like, why they're they just, like, came, like, the ones that came here were just like, there's some white people on their way. And,
like, you guys
gotta fucking run right now. They're like, you
We
thought
taught them how to fish. Get out of here.
It's like, you thought the Spaniards were bad. This was the original. The English are coming. The English are coming. Except they were Americans, which were technically English. But, I mean, I can't get into too much of that now. I mean, shit.
I'm kind of losing how fucking maps work.
I mean, I'm a couple years late on this one. Did anybody watch that gay-ass movie, I Hate a Poo, or whatever the fuck it's called? Did anybody watch that shit? Did you watch that shit?
It's literally the guys like shitting because people make fucking sounds like this.
Miguel, did you watch that shit?
Like,
Did you watch that, Miguel? Did you? No.
This beer is not for you, puppers.
I guess
Don't
not.
even
But,
know.
I mean, this fucking movie, man. I mean, I didn't watch the fucking movie. I just watched the preview, so I'm not telling you guys not to watch the movie, but I just, like, the 2 minutes I saw of it was enough to make me just a little disturbed. We
got to see Kumar from Harold and Kumar be like, you know, talking in Indian voice is kind of fucked up. It means you hate yourself. Yet we've literally seen like 4 straight movies of him talking like this all the fucking time. It's like, okay, so do you hate yourself?
He's like,
what the fuck?
He's telling
Are you
the guy.
shitting on anyone who laughs at this because you're not the one making money on it? Come on, dude.
He's telling the guy that made the movie, or he's the guy who made.
the Harold and Kumar
No. Kumar didn't make the movie, but Kumar was in the preview.
Kumar was in that movie.
I didn't watch.
Talking about
the
how you
movie.
must hate yourself if you do
He's
or like these
The
impressions.
guy's like, I'm not like PC or anything, but you know, a poo is just offensive. You know, I just had enough of a poo. I can't. You know, and then so like,
isn't that the definition of being PC? Like,
30 seconds later, you fucking see Kumar in it, and he's like, "You like a poo?" And he's like, "Yeah, I like a poo." And he's like, "Oh, well, you must hate yourself." And then they get into like this part where they got these like fucking Indian people in there, and they're other Indian actors, and they're like, you know, they're talking like, you know, I was very offended that they made me have to talk like this. Talk a little bit more with my tongue. And it's like, geez, you really made it far off that accent to be making fun of it.
Yeah, you really made quite a bit of money to be upset about.
You can't be too upset. You got fucking Kumar saying that he's so offended by a poo, but this guy...
I'm sorry, National Lampoon Rise of Taj.
Yeah.
Oh, that is my son, the little hound doggy.
You must go to school.
You're really going to tell me you fucking hate this shit?
You must go to school to become a doctor. And in the Rise of Taj, and even in Van Wilder, he's just a fucking Indian guy with an Indian accent. Like, I have never seen a pussy before. I have never in my life have seen vagina and bob in my life. And like, dude, like this guy, that's like where he got his stardom from. Like,
exactly, from doing that.
You can't watch The Simpsons. Could you imagine if like fucking you just took any show and you got the most and you got the most random person that wasn't even like a role character. You just took
a random dude.
You just took some idiot from like imagine if you watched South Park and you were like, oh, you know that episode with the lady that has a fucking fetus on her head? And you were like, you know what? I
think you might just walk in front now. And Nolan saw you. He's like,
oh. Be like, cause they even touched on this in the movie. They even touched on this. He's like, does it bother you that it's a white guy doing a fucking Indian dude cartoon's voice? And it's like, okay, so like if I watched the episode of South Park with the bitch with the fetus on her head, it's like that would be like if a bunch of fucking retarded people came out the cuts that like survived Hiroshima or something. I don't know who looks like that. I'm just throwing it out there. That's who might look. And they were like, you know what? It made me really mad that the voice actor for that, she didn't really have a fetus growing on her head.
Like, wait, what? No, I get it. There's only so far you can be like, yeah, I want someone who's actually like this to do it. Because otherwise, like, after a point, it's like, well, are you really just trying to pander to your audience? Or are you actually looking for the best actor for the fucking role?
Could you imagine watching an episode of The Simpsons and then being like Irish or Scottish, but same thing, I don't fucking care. And then being mad that Willie was a janitor? You're like, that's not what we do. We do not mop and sweep. But that's like all they fucking do.
Mop and sweep.
Like, well, I have 18 kids, and I find this offensive. Like, I don't got the fucking time.
I don't have a school in my house. I do not have 18 children.
I really don't. It's just, I can't, like I said, I didn't watch the movie. It could be a complete satire. I could be going off bullshit, but I don't know, man. Like, that shit's just a little fucking irritating. I mean, anyway, what else we got going on in the world? We got fucking...
All right, Black Friday. All right, let's start with that. Let's go ahead and touch on that. Black Friday was nothing but bullshit this fucking year, man. Ain't no good deals. Ain't no good fights. Ain't nobody got trampled or stomped to death. There's a fuck ton of people got COVID. But we won't even hear about that until halfway to fucking Christmas.
I thought this year was supposed to be more like BLMF. Like Black Lives Matter Friday. Like, I thought everything was free this year. And like, my looters and shit really let me down.
That was back in June, homie.
I know, but they just they had a whole nother event and they canceled it. It was like Friar Fest this year. Like, I wanted to go steal shit.
Wait, we talking about Firefest or Friar Fest?
Whatever.
I imagine a whole bunch of people with like bald ass heads but hair around it in fucking robes. Friar Fest.
I'm talking about the Ja Rule one, but I mean, I showed up and no one's there, no one's stealing shit. Everyone, it's like either they already got all their shit stolen.
And keep it 6 feet apart.
Yeah, what is this shit? Like, you guys let me down. Like,
this is not Black Friday.
This is not Black Friday. I just don't like everything was.
What happened to the days of people going in there for a Cabbage Patch Kids doll and coming out with like 6 teeth missing and a nose that's sideways and don't know where their fucking child is?
No, but I mean, if you can.
What happened to those days?
If you can rob,
that's bloodbath, baby. I love watching that shit. People getting stupid. That's great.
If you can rob,
that's good TV.
If you can rob and steal all day, why not do it on the day that would have been the easiest?
The one that you kind of get a pass.
Like if I was fucking 14 years old again and this shit with the
steam train, baby. Hop behind me. We're going.
I mean, I guess protesting equals robbing your local mall. But if I was 14 and everybody was protesting like that, I mean, I already got into hella trouble when I was that age. So I think it would have just made.
I was doing enough dumb shit. I didn't really need that extra, but
if I had a time machine, I would go to that day. I mean, those days it would be great. I'd be a little kid and I'd be stealing shit from the fucking mall.
Bro, high school was the fucking best. You literally could walk into any fucking store in the mall, look the shopkeep dead in the eye, stuff some shit either in your short or right down your dick, be like, do something. And walk out. No one does a damn thing. Okay, maybe that's just where I'm from. I'm getting the look from Miguel like, that's not cool. So, in Baltimore, you can easily do that.
You can still do that now.
Up to about the age of 16, that's when they're like, all right, go beat this motherfucker's ass.
Dude, I remember one time one of my brothers fucking stole a Ludacris CD from Target.
Oh, Luda.
And they was on his ass.
You looting the Luda?
And me and my brothers aren't known for getting caught for stealing.
That was me.
We are not known for getting caught stealing.
I didn't want to put that out there, but that was the guy behind the camera. Say hi to my brother. My brother. Let's just.
Hey, bunghole, get in front of this camera. You already walked in front of it a couple times.
No names yet. No names. We're not trying to get into all that. Like, I mean, I just hope that everybody's living their best life. And if you're collecting unemployment, I hope you started selling drugs because that might be the most important.
Real criminal essay.
Modelo, fool.
You know, speaking
of... The drink of champions.
Just like...
I wish I was Mexican at least a little bit, so it wouldn't have sounded racist when I did that.
We could bring up the virus, too, but I mean, that's just like played out.
Yeah, it's true. The virus is kind of played out at this point. We're going to have a lot of editing to do at this point.
No editing. It's just going off the top. Like,
all right, well, fuck it.
Did you watch?
You're getting it raw dog, baby.
Did you watch?
All y'all.
Did you watch the video that I sent you that was about the fucking colorful commentary?
I think I saw something about that.
There's like this fucking clip, and it just happened the other day, and it's like two white guys got in a fight, I guess, at a gas station because some white dude, hey, top of the morning to you, and he opened the door for one white guy, but the other
I remember this.
The other white guy wasn't as white as he thought, so they got into a dispute, and the dude was like, "Hey,
how dare you hold the fucking door open for me?"
Yeah, so
like,
then
what the fuck?
They start fighting, and a black dude's there, and I think he's filming his podcast or something, or he's just recording it. And he's watching them all, and he's like, "Hey, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Whatever." Like the guy's the two fat, fucking morbidly obese white men fighting, and their asses are hanging out. Everything like if there wasn't the censor clips, it's like you wouldn't. They didn't censor much, but a line. Like there wasn't.
They just censored the ass crack.
But the best part of it is that as it's ending, the fucking reporter who is white is just like, and we got a lot of things going on with this tape, especially the colorful commentary in the tape. And then it's like, okay, we're going to go to Jamal now.
Yeah, no, it was really weird. He literally he'd say we're going to cut away to this guy Jamal, who was like, yeah, I mean, I was just trying to get my fucking sandwich, and that was that. And when it comes back to him, that was some colorful commentary. It's like, the fuck you mean by that?
I just imagine if when you were watching the news back in the day when you were like 16 and Obama was ready to talk to the people and they're like, our president ready to give a colorful speech.
Colorful fucking speech.
And I mean, I'm not saying that term is racist, but it's quite funny to me.
It definitely seems like you're trying to say some shit, but you're totally not.
He talked in frijole jumping analogies.
Jumping frijole analogies.
It's like an analogy. Shut up. You know what I'm saying.
That's the word.
Don't even be a fucking hater. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this world, and we can't cover them all, but shit. I mean, I never got a college education as much as you can probably tell right now, but I had a couple friends back in the day, and they did whatever they did, and they got their good grades, and their parents paid for them to go do whatever it is that they wanted to do.
That shit must be nice, man.
Yeah, I mean, it must be nice, but I could have did the same thing too. I'm just a dumbass. I just was, I'm a teen. How teenagers are, whatever. We're rebellious.
Drugs are fun.
They were fun as fuck. I had a friend, and he was in a frat, and I never went to college, and I didn't know anything about shit like that, and I was like, so what the fuck? I was like, what's up with the frats? And he starts telling me all this shit. So this is all new to me. I had never heard. I dropped out when I was a freshman.
Some of them frats get a little fucking.
No, I mean, I didn't know shit about it. And he's telling me, he's like, yeah, man. So there's this thing called Hell Week, man. He's like, finals come around, and he's like, and you can't leave the frat. Like, no matter what you do, man, you cannot leave the fucking frat. Like, no matter what, dude, you can't leave. He's like, I'm talking about like, you can't go like. When you wake up in the morning, real shit. He said they will blindfold you, man, and then like, who knows? They're putting like anchovies and milk and mustard and Worcestershire sauce.
And you better drink that shit, motherfucker.
And I was like, and he's telling me the story, and I'm like, I thought you were blindfolded. Well, I was there for a couple. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, okay. So anyway,
basically, after you go through Hell Week, the longer you stay there, you get to do it to other people.
I guess it's a weird hierarchy. He's like watching it happen to people. He's just like,
dude, college is weird.
Like,
that's all I can say.
That guy ate shit. Now you're eating cum. Like
exactly.
Like welcome to fucking.
Yeah, you're my brother now. Yeah. Thanks for eating my cum.
Like Miguel, we're brothers. I don't think we ever ate each other's shit or cum, but anyway,
I hope not.
He's going on, and
I think it's illegal in this state, even though fucking a horse isn't.
Just this guy's going on about how fucking.
Hey, hold on. I need to cut you off real quick.
Oh, good.
What happened?
I got this thing right here from college.
Oh my god! Just bleep it out when you edit it. Take it out now, but now you won't have to edit it.
That's cool.
It's the Delta Mu Delta. So it's like being in.
So you got raped.
It's like being in a frat or something.
Moody.
Okay. So you're not taking it out of the picture. You're explaining your story.
No. You don't have to do like hazing or anything. You just have to pay like a fee or something.
And even that itself is pretty gay.
You have to qualify and pay for the fee, and then you get it on your resume, and then like it looks like that. Except you didn't have to do any of that weird stuff.
That makes me think that the guy had the choice too. They were like, you could pay us $90 or you could e-cum, and he was like, I'm gonna e-cum.
So I'm going to sit here and say that I went up for an alumni weekend when I was actually being scouted to join the Sigma Phi fraternity.
Did you e-cum?
No, thank God, no. I was on an alumni weekend. I was not there for actual Hell Week and actually trying to be in that school.
Is it Hell Week or Hail Week, or are we just saying
Hell? I just have a fucking accent.
He's from Dundalk, guys. Dundalk's a place in Baltimore where they talk terrible. Like that. They don't say time. They say time.
Time and warsh and
warsh.
Oh yeah.
No. That's how the girls orgasm. They're like,
it took me so long to drop that accent. I'm not trying to go back.
It's okay, man.
I love my state, but I hate that region.
So he tells me that he's like, we're not allowed to brush our teeth. We're not allowed to take showers. And like me and my homie are like, how come you just get in your car and go get McDonald's? And he was like, because they know, dude. They fucking...
They know. You had McDonald's. They smell your shit.
They fucking know.
They see the onions.
You'll poop it out, and they'll see it in a bowl. But anyway, so then he tells me all this shit, and the whole time me and my friend are just making fun of him because we just know that he had sex with men to go to a Red Bull sponsored party or something. Even told me, dude,
those are cool parties, man.
Monster and Red Bull sponsor. Yeah, but I'm not gonna fuck a man to go. I'll just show up with drugs.
That's a whole nother musical right there. Fuck a man.
So he tells me, he's like, do you know what elephant walks are? And I'm like, no, you faggot. I've never been in I've never been in a fucking frat, you faggot. Like, how would I know what an elephant walks is? You're the one telling me all this shit I've never heard before.
Oh,
and so he tells me, he's like, an elephant walk is when you and all your buddies from the frat get together and you get butt-ass naked, and he's like, you all grab each other's balls and penis, and you walk in a circle or some shit, and you're all bent over like this, and you're grabbing your nuts and your balls like this, so his dick is in your face, and you're just walking in circles, and he's like, that's an elephant walk. And he was like, but my frat never did that.
Yeah, that's why you know all about that.
And that's when I knew that his frat totally did
That's when I knew that they totally grabbed each other's dick and balls.
Other than Asher Roth, I don't think there's anything that ever made me want to go to college. But that reminds me, remember the song that he had back in the day when he was famous?
That dumb bitch last night was awfully wasted. I'm glad we raped her.
Like,
Oh,
that
God,
girl
Asher
last night was so damn wasted. I'm glad I raped her. I wish we taped it. All I want to do is smoke some weed. If you want to get raped, follow me. Yeah, man, that shit was lit, man. It was like at the end of the...
Is this bright as hell?
Nah, it's not too much. It was when you first put it on, but yeah, man, that song made me want to go to college. And at the end of
so
it,
bad.
at the end of it, it was like Arizona State University. I don't know if that was in the music video, but that's how that was like my dream. I was like, I can get herpes there, and I can probably tape it.
I can get herpes, and I can probably.
I mean, now that I brought up Asher Roth, I guess we can get into the real hip hop, the real hip hop. Who made that up? And
the real hip hop.
No, this is the best part when you ask him like, who made that up, or like who made up rap, and rap is just like rhyming words, and like black people will be like, well, black people did, and it's like, well, did you invent the word?
So
like,
you know, homo.
Like, so I don't think you're rhyming. I mean, well, you know, I'll let that lie.
I was gonna let that go.
But speaking of rappers, like, man, I've been watching a lot of random stupid shit on YouTube because of quarantine, and like, I got stuck, man. I went on like the dumbest fucking Vlad. I watched like some Vlad interview. You know, I didn't mean to. I got lured in by the thumbnail.
Nardwar's way better than Vlad.
No, I know, but I'm sitting down here and
Give me Nardwar.
I'm watching some fucking Vlad, and then now after that, in all of my suggested videos,
Fuck Vlad.
no, fuck Vlad, fuck Vlad. Vlad's a fag. Look. What I'm trying to say is that now I got all this fag Vlad shit on my fucking suggestions.
Fag Vlad.
And I'm like, fag Vlad, watch this video. And like, I was like, you know, so I kind of I watched one and I was like, it was a Lil Boosie interview or something.
Oh,
yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like a video about like how he's like, yeah, man, I just got my kid over here. Look, now, wipe me down. And this motherfucker's here and he's like, talking about like how he got his 12-year-old son a blowjob from like a grown woman or something. And like the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, this guy's a fucking child molester. And like I go to the comments and there's like there's hella people in the comments who are like, "Hey, straight up, Boosie's real nigga. Yeah, getting your son head." And then like the whole time I'm just thinking, I'm like, what if you reverse that? What if there was like a woman that was like, yeah, I just got my fucking daughter's pussy ate by some 30-year-old man on her 12th birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's such a great parent.
Anyway, this guy's a fucking weirdo. So, like, for a while, I was just so bored. Like, all I would do was, like, at this point, I was just, like, going to any little Boosie interview I could find on the internet, on YouTube, and I was just commenting on it. Like, doesn't this guy molest children? Isn't this guy? I even had like someone comment back to me and they were like, "You just wish your daddy got you head when you were 12." And I'm like, "No."
The fuck?
I was like,
"No, I'm actually pretty happy that
didn't happen." But to make things funnier, what were we watching the other day, man? What was it? Hotboxing with Mike Tyson or some shit?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that shit? Have you heard of it?
It was Lil Boosie and Mike Tyson do it, and straight up, Lil Boosie. You know, I think there's sometimes that, maybe I should just shut the fuck up. And Mike Tyson, so why the fuck don't you?
So why the fuck don't you? And it's sweet voice.
It's sweet voice.
Don't you? And this motherfucker, I mean, we watched a good amount of it. It was pretty funny.
And he was getting in some real shit. Like, actually giving Boosie the fucking full psycho spectrum bullshit, man.
He looked like like when your older brother, like, does something to you, or, like, you're trying to swing on your older brother or something, and, like, you don't want to, so you, like, kind of feel like crying. You got those, like, tears in your eyes. You're shaking.
Adrenaline tears.
Yeah, I got that adrenaline going. Like, that's what he looked like the whole, like, I saw his eyes, and I was like, he wants to cry right now because he's hella... Mike Tyson at a point in the interview goes, "Man, why are you always talking about homosexual?"
It kind of makes me think you are homosexual. Yeah. Are you a homosexual?
Maybe,
do you like
maybe
man?
You gay, nigga.
Do you like the man? Dude, fucking.
But
Mike is shit.
But then Lil
Boosie, you could see it. Lil Boosie's like tearing up and like wanting to swing on this guy so bad. They keep going right into his eyeball, like the zoom in.
Dude, another thing too is that like he's got this fat security guard guy or another rapper, I don't even know, but he's there and he's laughing the whole time. But there's a point in time where like you can see Lil Boosie just, if he could fight, he would fight, but he knows Mike Tyson would kill him. And then at this exact point in the video, his security guard starts
Nodding out.
just dozing out. And I was like, why is he? I was like,
Fucking
I see what you're doing. He's like, so after Mike Tyson beats up Lil Boosie, he can be like, I ain't see nothing, nigga. I was asleep, and that nigga got slept.
He got slept. Who? Not my fault.
But for real, hey, the thing about the interview that really...
So why didn't you save him? Man, I was sleeping.
That nigga got
I don't know
slept.
what he was doing. I was sleeping.
The thing that made me the happiest about that interview, or not the happiest, or probably the happiest, was that when Mike Tyson told him to, he was like, you look like you got a lot of things, but you don't seem that happy to me.
Fucking straight up calling him out.
And he's like sitting there in his like fucking, he's sitting there in his like Coming to America outfit. Just looking hella fucking stupid. And then he's like, oh, I made a comment about Dwayne Wade's transgender son or daughter. I don't know. And like, and the thing is that
and Mike was just like, I agree with you. I don't understand it either. But who the fuck are you?
didn't say anything about it.
Why are you opening your mouth? Who the fuck are you?
It all don't make sense, but not even that. The thing is that he gets in depth about it, and Lil Boosie starts going on about how, I was just disgusted because, it's a child. Dwayne Wade, his son, is a child, and he's so young, and you shouldn't be doing anything. And then after I left Tom's house, I went to that same video on my YouTube, and I sat down, and I was like, doesn't this guy molest his children?
Wait,
so you're offended about the little kid getting involved in being a transgender?
You got your 12-year-old a blowjob.
Your 12-year-old son.
Fuck?
Blowjob. So, I mean, shouts out to Lil Boosie. Like, I got to give a big ass shout out to, like, my girl Cardi B.
Wait.
Like, the bitch is retarded. Wait, what?
I'm disgusted about your shout out.
Like, shout out to, it's not,
shouts out.
That's not, no, I mean, you didn't even let me finish my Cardi B part, man. Like, but
You're right. All I heard was Cardi B.
My shout out's not to, like, I like them or anything. It's just a shout out to them. Like, thanks for being retarded. Like, I can shout you out. Like, that's what I'm doing.
I can shout at you. Okay,
I don't want to shout at them. I'm shouting them out because it's like, without your retardedness, I wouldn't be sitting on this couch today. It's not, I'm not a fan of, like, Cardi B. Like, my favorite thing about Cardi B is, like, I've seen her be very political lately, and it's just like, or not even be political, or just, like, try to support a political group, and it's like, I'm supposed to take a bitch serious who, like, talks about, like, date raping men and stealing their jewelry.
Yeah. How am I supposed to actually take this any kind of fucking seriously, dude?
Like, I know I'm not, like, that's if I was trying to run for president, they'd be like, weren't you talking about molesting kids? You can't be that upset about.
You can't even finish your goddamn sentence.
Look, man, how am I supposed to take a bitch serious politically? And she's talking about drugging men till they sleep to rob their clothes or whatever. Like, vote Democrat, this girl does. Like, that's supposed to make you feel good? Like, that's supposed
She'll steal your clothes.
Yeah, she'll steal your shit. She don't cook or clean. Whop, some wet-ass pussy.
The wet-ass pussy.
This is supposed to make me, like, this is supposed to, like, get me into some kind of thing that, like, I want them, like.
Just get me in a mood.
And that, to me, that's what the black vote is. Like, that's what it is. Or the Latino vote, That's just what it is. It's like, you told me before, you were like.
You guys, hold on. Stop. I don't know when it stopped.
We'll see what
I think it just did. When the screen turned off, it was maybe about 30 seconds ago.
Still going on here? Yeah, this is still recording.
Word.
Man.
Well, shit. Well, that fucked up the flow. Granted, we weren't even really on the flow to begin with.
No, we were good.
What the hell? This only got like. No.
Oh, boy.
What is going on here? Fuck is going on?
Now we had 2 cameras.
No, I think I got a lot of footage actually.
Good.
That's a plus.
There was some good in there.
There was some good.
There was good in there, trust me.
We need some kind of fucking music in the background or something, man.
Well, we don't, dude. What other podcasts you hear music playing in the background other than when they go take a shit?
Yeah.
No music playing in any podcast.
It feels weird just being so damn quiet in here, man.
No, quit looking at the camera, dog. Just talk to me. Don't think
Okay, I
about
gotta
that.
Stop thinking
Don't
about
think
that.
about that. Just talk.
No, I think you're wrong. Enrique's right. I think it's actually better with dead sound.
Really?
Like
I'm open to it.
if I'm listening to a podcast, I want it to be dead sound.
It's just
So
like,
it's
dude,
like
it's like
actually
how we
hear
were
what the
making
fuck
fun
you're
of the
saying. That
Howard
makes
Stern
sense.
podcast the other day. We were making fun of it because we're like all those gay sounds. Like, I don't need to hear that shit while some niggas telling a story. And then I pulled my penis out. I'm like,
Oh yeah, on its soundboard.
yeah, like, and if we had a soundboard, it would be better than that. But
You guys are gonna look.
what?
I was just thinking, like, man, programming a soundboard would be hella easy. Like, I could do it to this fucking piano,
Exactly,
wait,
dude.
hold
I'm
and I
saying.
could do it to that piano too. And you guys could have two pianos facing each other.
Dueling soundboards.
That's so gay. Where's the other beer?
Oh, shit. We just drank them. You only brought two up, you dickhead.
Damn. What? How far are we? I want to see how much runtime we are.
I
Because
feel like we're still going. I'm hoping
are we?
are.
I hope we are.
'Cause that
Are
was
we
the
still
most
going?
organic it felt right
Are
there
we-
these
are we
past
still-
30 seconds.
Are we still going?
That's the most organic
Are we
it's felt
still
this whole
going?
time.
God damn this fucking camera. But anyways, I'm gonna start recording it again.
Wait, no. Check. Where are we at, dude?
We'll just see whatever footage we get, but this is still recording right here.
Oh, that's a plus.
Oh, so that has been,
Okay,
but
so
this
that's been
hasn't.
still rolling. Cool.
Okay, so it's got all of it. So shit. Shout out to Cardi B. Shout out to Cardi B for being so fucking stupid that I could have my podcast and talk about
Wait,
this
but
shit.
by the way, about Cardi B, were you saying that Dwayne Wade was sucking his?
No.
Do you really want to know?
Little Boosie was getting his kid's dick sucked. And then he made all these comments about how like Dwayne Wade's kid is transgender or something, and he doesn't like that. And he should wait for his kid to grow up before he
Go
gets.
making these
But he could get his underage child blowjobs from a grown ass prostitute child molester woman.
Oh,
At 12 years old.
So that's why
that's
I
what
got
you
on the
said.
computer and I was like, doesn't he molest children?
Wait a fucking second. Oh, no. What the fuck else is really going on right now? Like, away from all the fucking political shit, because that's a whole nother.
Oh, I mean, well, I'll get back into politics when I bring this up. Football.
Oh,
Go
boy.
football. I love how like the American economy might collapse because we can't have sports.
Yeah, how the fuck is this working out?
That's because their country.
The entire country has been relying on professional athletes.
No, it's funny because like
How does this work? What the
you watch
fuck happened?
you watch like these sad ass commercials like Wounded Warrior Project. Fucking Adam got his legs blown off in Afghanistan.
Adam's blowing people with their legs up.
And we're sad about it. But if you could send $50 a month,
If you could send $50 to support the motherfuckers that your government should have already been doing,
you might
we'd really appreciate
you
it.
might be able to buy him a chair so he can get a blowjob from his wife that probably already left him.
Now, don't get it confused. It's still going to be a chair that has
No,
a
and then like
bedpan
the
insert.
best part is that like right after the Wounded Warrior commercial is like a fucking like Tom Brady for just 6-time Super Bowl champ. He's like some kind of fucking superhero that like really did something important.
Oh, wait,
in the world.
that is okay. You wanted to bring up fucking Tom Brady. This motherfucker. Did you guys hear about what the fuck he's been doing these past couple weeks?
Tell me.
Straight up a little spoiled bitch.
Tell me about your sports, boy.
The little bit of sports that I even got for you, and in particular, is this Tom Brady being a spoiled little motherfucker. So every time he beats a fucking team, back when he was actually on the Patriots and actually doing something with his life, even still, bitch, regardless, when he was on all that shit, everyone was kissing his ass, and every time he won, he'd go out to the field, and he'd sit there and at least shake the other fucking person's hand, the other quarterback's hand. That's your goddamn common courtesy bullshit. That's literally just sportsmanship. Has no problem doing it when he wins. The second he fucking loses, I'm not shaking his hand, and just walks the fuck off the field. Like, come the fuck on. At least lose graciously. Ain't no reason to be a little bitch.
I mean, shit happens. I hate Tom Brady too, but
Ain't no reason to be a little bitch. You fucking lost. Don't be a sore loser.
I think the reason I don't like Tom Brady is because I think when I got out of prison, one of my little brothers was like, "Hey, dude, let's watch Ted 2." So
You're like, no.
no, it was like one of the first times I had smoked weed in like 2.5 years.
So you were keyed.
I was fucking keyed, and we sat down and we put on Tattoo, and it's just like it's
one big Tom Brady dick
no,
joke.
I mean, it's just like they're like, oh, they break into Tom Brady's house. I think within like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and like
something like that.
they like pull his blanket back, and it's like a gold globe.
Oh my god, Tom Brady! Can I suck on your balls?
Oh my god!
Oh my
I'm
god!
from Boston. Look at his balls.
Fucking Boston, bitch! Oh my
his
god!
balls. His balls. And like my favorite part about that is that like the creator of Family Guy made those gay ass movies, and he totally wants to suck Tom Brady's balls.
Exactly, it's very clear he does. The best part
about it is that they did all that gay shit, and then Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers.
You're like, yeah,
like I bet
I want them to suck my balls.
In Ted 3, he's gonna be like, I don't want to suck his balls anymore.
He wants to suck my balls.
He's got like Cam Newton's balls. He's like,
God.
It's a black cock though, so there's no golden glow. He's like, what the fuck happened to his balls?
Oh, it's so dark.
This isn't the kind of quarterback I'm used to. His balls don't glow gold. I'm Seth MacFarlane, and I need balls.
And I need balls.
Anyway, now that we started getting into sports, did you guys see those boxing fights the other day?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
We're gonna go through.
Didn't pay a cent for it.
I did not. I'm happy I didn't pay a cent for it, but I'm also sad that I didn't pay a cent for it because the only thing I would have ever paid $50 for is to watch my guy Nate Robinson get knocked out. Shout out to Nate Robinson, by the way. Hold up.
Shout out to that fuckboy for getting knocked the fuck out by a YouTuber.
Hey,
how do you feel about yourself?
He's 36, man. He's a fuck man.
You're right. He ain't a fuck boy. That's a fuck man.
But
fuck man.
I'm never one to like wish harm on somebody, but I was hoping he got knocked the fuck out. But when you sign on a piece of paper that you might get knocked the fuck out, then I don't really think that's wishing bad on you. That's just like, well, it might happen. I'm just gonna watch the shit and see what happens.
Down. Fucking stayed down for an 8 count. Got back up. Hit him. Down. 2 count. Hit him. Down. 6 count. Hit him again.
Well, I mean, like, Jake Paul only threw 8 punches and knocked him down 4 times.
Yeah, because the rest of the match, Nate Robinson was running in. Just wants to fucking hug. If you want to fucking hug a dude, there's way easier and cheaper ways to do it.
I remember like
way easier.
Free
hugs, homie.
Long time ago, about half of my life ago, I was just like at some community center that was by my house. And I honestly used to play basketball there like every day from like 3 to 6, from Monday through Friday or whatever. And I show up like at 2:30, they're still setting up or whatever, and I see this guy dunking from the fucking free throw line. You know, the same guy we're talking about on TV. Like, he still had the same like dookie Play-Doh dreads coming out of his head. You know what I mean? Like, he looked
press down the barbershop.
Like someone like pushed down one of those Lucas candy bars, and like shit just comes out the top.
The fucking Lucas candy bars.
Anyway, I was like, whoa! I was like, that's fucking Nate Robinson. So I was like, I build up the courage. Like I'm like, oh, fuck, should I talk to him? Like I'm acting like a bitch is about to fuck Justin Bieber, but it's just like some black guy that can jump really fast.
How do you know you weren't about to fuck Justin Bieber?
Because he wasn't there.
He was not there.
So I'm just like, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna go up to this guy and say what's up. Try to get an autograph, and I'm like, hey, man. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, are you Nate Robinson, man? Can you sign my basketball? And he said, man, nigga, fuck you, man. I ain't Nate Robinson. Get the fuck out of here. And I get like hell. I think it was like the first time I had been called a nigga. Like, I had not been brainwashed by hip hop yet. Like, I didn't think that was cool yet. Like,
it hasn't really ingrained in your brain. Like, this is a cool thing to say.
It didn't like click yet, and he was like angry at me too. I felt so. I was like, fuck this. Like, don't meet your heroes, kids. They might tell you to be a nigga and walk away. So
they might just tell you this.
Just remember that. And then like later, my brother Miguel comes home and like motherfucking has his new basketball and like silver Sharpie like written Nate Robinson signed his basketball. He's yeah, guess who signed my basketball? And I'm like, Nate Robinson, yeah. And I was like, yeah, fuck that nigga. So I mean, Miguel, you should get your basketball signed by Jake Paul too, like right next to Nate Robinson. I think that'd be funny. Like,
yeah, dude.
You could like, I know you're.
I really say yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you're good at drawing, but like maybe he could draw a little Goku Super Saiyan or whatever for us. I think it'd be funny. Like a lot of people hate the Paul brothers, but like I don't know anything about them other than that they're on YouTube.
I've heard they're a bunch of fuckboys too, but
as long as they keep knocking other people out, man.
No, a lot of people forget is that boxing is actually one of the most racist sports still out today. And I'm not saying that the people that are boxing are racist, but totally their trainer. No.
Totally their trainer.
what I'm saying is that like boxing is just a lot of prison politics. Like what I'm saying is that like black people go for the black, or black Americans go for the black American, or black UK for the black or Mexicans for the Mexicans, or even Mexican Americans for the Mexican. It's just what it is. It's like it's just like prison politics thrown into sports. You know, it's not like when you have basketball. It's not well. Actually, usually there's one team full of black people. But that was the joke. But you know what I mean? It's just you don't see that, you know, and it's like I guess it's not it's a team sport, and a lot of like there was a thing on there about I think his name's Kell Brooks or something, and he was announcing a fight, and this is a while back, but like he was I guess the trainer of one team was just like he's a nigga, knock him out like a nigga because he's a nigga, and you know like. Kell Brooks was like, you know, it was like, and I could be wrong. That might not even be what the guy said, but he just said some racist ass shit, and it was the N-word or whatever. Not even nigga, the hard R. They're like, they just went on about, you know, but the guy was like, you know, he's like, what I respect about the boxer who was announcing the fight, he was just like, you know, he's like, that guy, I'm not going to call that guy racist, but this sport has no room for that. And like, I respect that he said that, but that's all the sport really is.
Yeah. It's kind of like the backbone of other sports.
It's just like, how about you quit waving those flags and just let these motherfuckers beat the meat off their faces?
Get your kicks out of it and just move the fuck on.
So anyway, I mean, speaking about Nate Robinson, I don't know about Thanksgiving for you guys, but I decided to trip balls that night. Wednesday night, actually. I think I was in your car and we were talking shit.
Yes, I recall.
We were talking shit in your car for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't make it.
Yeah. One of my brothers told me, I have a bunch of brothers because I'm a spick, so... You know, what was it? I told you my mom told me, she said, you know, there's a big difference between a spick and a wetback. And without my mom's advice, I would have never known that. But
I would have never.
She only told me to tell me that, son, that you are strangely a spick and a wetback at the same time.
Oh. Spick that?
But anyway, I had one of my little brothers tell me to watch this movie called Uncle Drew, and it's got a bunch of old NBA players. Some of them are actually young, but they're all doing old blackface, which I find is like hella funny. It's like, I mean, could you imagine if like old...
I'm still confused. Black dudes in blackface?
Oh, well, their faces are black, but they're just putting old stuff on it. But like, back to the actor thing, like, could you imagine old people being like, you know, an old person should play an old person, not a young person with a mustache.
Well, we're talking about a movie where it's Kung Fu Grandpa. Where, he has to do like 14 cartwheels and then a triple backflip and then be able to kick 3 guys in the face while coming down.
And that grandpa,
but we need a real 84-year-old to do this.
That grandpa better be able to do karate like Master Roshi, or I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
What's that, Master Low Key?
Oh shit! No, I'm gonna get into. Hold up. Back to Nate real quick though. But he ends up. I'm watching this movie, man. It's called Uncle Drew or whatever. I think Kyrie Irving and Shaq are in it. What I got out of it too is like I feel like that movie came out the year that the Cleveland Cavaliers got swept by the Golden State Warriors, and like at some point in that movie, there's like a guy and he's like, "Hallelujah, Kevin Durant to Golden State" or whatever, and that's like the team that Kyrie Irving lost to that year, and it just made like the whole movie's about like how Kyrie Irving fucked Shaq's bitch, and he's like trying to say sorry to him. So I was like, did Kyrie fuck LeBron's side bitch? And this is what this. He got all his friends. Guys, let's make a movie.
I didn't mean to fuck your bitch.
Yeah, let's make a movie together where we say sorry for fucking your bitch.
Where we say sorry for fucking your bitch.
Well, anyway, there's like this character, and it's Nate Robinson's character, and he's like this old black man, like in a retirement home,
and not even looking like Nate Robinson
and then, like,
at all.
The fucking Scooby-Doo van comes, like filled with other old black people, and they're like, "Hey, we got to get this black guy out of this retirement home because like." We got to go play a pickup basketball game, and they're like,
gotta do it.
They're like, oh, haven't you heard? Jake Paul beat the shit out of Nate Robinson, and he doesn't talk anymore. He's just in a wheelchair in this house. And that's honestly after this happened, like all the black people I know told me that nigga can't come to Seattle no more. And I'm just like, damn, man, like he probably put you guys on with hell shit, but now because he got knocked out.
Let me go ahead and put it like this though. This is also the guy who was sitting there saying, man, I train 10 hours a day for 6 days a week for over a year straight to get knocked out in less than 5 minutes.
Well, this is also this
guy kind of deserves all the shit that gets laid on him.
YouTube series.
He deserves every layer of shit that's put upon him.
So, but the funny thing is too that this dumbass was like, "Oh, I didn't spar." Like, could you imagine? Like,
how are you gonna even say you trained then?
That's like losing your virginity before you masturbate.
Yeah, I sat there and looked at myself in the mirror.
I've been practicing. I've been practicing getting a boner 6 days of the week.
Yes. Exactly.
And
But
I
I've
think-
never gotten laid once.
I think I'm ready to have sex tonight. No.
Waiting for tonight.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
not gonna know which way you're going.
No, but I mean, shout out to Jake Paul too, because like, I mean, I'm a grown ass man, even though you wouldn't think it, but a lot of dumb people in the world just think that like because you're from the hood or something, you know how to fight.
That's not always the case.
If that was the case,
you
then-
should know how to fight, but it doesn't always mean you do.
If that was the case, how come you're always getting beat up by the police?
Boop. Yeah.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about that is I have hood friends, whatever. I've been in the hood, I've been in the joint, I've done this, done that, but it's like
Been this, that,
I
the other
love
place.
I love meeting. Okay, sorry, I love meeting spics and niggas that are like, I got jumped, but like all they do is try to be hood all day, and then they act like
Gangster 24/7.
No, and then they act
Jumped.
like getting jumped is like some unfair thing that happens in the hood.
Isn't
like,
this what you preach?
Yeah, like isn't this
Wait a
what you
minute.
guys do? Like, how are you
Isn't
bad?
this literally like the cornerstone of the lifestyle?
Like, if I
Wait a
got
minute.
jumped, I wouldn't make a video like, "Why did I get jumped?" It's like, well, because you said
Oh, because you
on the
said some shit.
podcast.
Because you fucked around and found out.
And I'd be like, damn, it's like, well, shit, like you can't be that frustrated about it. So another thing, dude, is like, shout out to Jake Paul, whatever. Just, you know, people, you can't be judging a book by its cover. You know, anybody could beat your ass at any given moment in time, especially when it's unexpected.
Disclaimer. Fuck Jake Paul, too.
No,
But that fucking knockout was goddamn funny.
Another thing I saw is that Nate Robinson was like, I guess he was upset. He was like, oh, Jake Paul was being unprofessional.
Yeah. Ooh, the same shit you would have done.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You're both egocentric motherfuckers. You both would have done the same shit.
This is a basketball player, if I'm correct, calls me a nigga and also tackles other basketball players in games.
In game.
That's you know, you're gonna talk about
Your career is about this.
his career
And
is-
you're getting upset because you finally got hit with it?
Well, no,
Shut the fuck
he
up.
told everyone he was gonna shock the world, and I feel like
Yeah, you shocked the world, all right, buddy.
He sure did. No, he did.
You sure did with
I
how
like-
much shit that fucking ass was trying to write checks for.
I feel like when they were hauling his body out of the fucking
Yeah, I think we would have put hauling his body
when
off.
they're hauling that body out, they should have been like, and now your fourth time NBA slam dunk contest winner, Nate Robinson. And the fucking announcer's like, did you see how his fucking head hit the floor? Damn, that ball had some fucking bounce. And fucking, I love how they had like Snoop Dogg announcing the fight. He's like,
Yeah, why the fuck was he even there? I love Snoop, but why the fuck was he even a part of it?
He was like, for shizzle, left hook. Yeah.
My nizzle, duck.
Bippity boppity boop. Yeah, fucking Snoop. I was
Snoop,
like,
Snoop,
nah,
Snoop.
I mean, Snoop Dogg's a good guy. It's funny.
I love Snoop,
Yeah.
but why was he even there? He had
Like,
nothing
when
to do with any of
when
this.
Nate gets knocked out, he's like,
Oh, Lord! Oh,
he
Lord!
was like, oh, Nate's gonna shake that off like Rodney King. And
Yeah, he sure did, staying right unconscious. Like, just saying,
I
man.
mean, that's not really shaking.
That's not shaking anything.
We call that a dormant stage.
There's
Free
two things you don't
comatose.
play with.
So, like, would you?
Michael Jackson was there. That's ignorant. You gotta just be an ignorant.
Stop it. Have you seen Pokemon, dude?
Oh,
You seen the Pokemon movie with Ryan Reynolds and Mewtwo?
Oh, you're talking about Detective
I
Pikachu.
saw that shit on shrooms, and the whole time I was laughing because I was like,
that's not a real movie.
yes, it is.
That
It's a-
seems like the
I
perfect
I
time to
saw-
watch that movie, though, is on shrooms. I can't even lie about
I
that.
saw it on shrooms, and it was funny because I was just like, man, Mewtwo. I just wish Mewtwo was like voiced by Michael Jackson. Oh, humans are evil. How could they be so ignorant and evil? They don't deserve the power. It'd be like Captain E. What is it? What's that movie called? The one where he like saves the world with dance and like kills the Illuminati. He's like in Star Wars. I showed it to you, dude. What's it called? Captain EO or some shit.
What the fuck
Are you talking about some weird, like, cyberpunk
movie?
footloose
Ryan
or
I'm
Reynolds?
something?
talking about Michael
The fuck is
Jackson. I'm
that?
talking about Michael Jackson, man.
Oh, that movie, My Favorite Tio. Yes.
No, man.
Oh, you lost me.
No, man. Captain EO, man. Fuck. It's Michael Jackson and he's like fighting crime with like dance or some shit. Oh, no.
Moonwalker?
No, that's
That's all I
Priscilla,
got,
man.
man.
Don't even go there, man.
All I got is fucking Moonwalker.
It's like, how often do you guys really just go back and watch the shit you used to watch as a kid?
Not enough, because it's really ridiculous, the shit that we grew up watching. Straight up. The Rocco reboot, the Animaniacs reboot, fucking, even just going back and watching the original shit from the 90s, it kind of worries me a bit.
Well, I'm not even talking about
this shit fucked me up.
I'm not even talking about the reboots, but we can.
We can talk about the reboots, but I'm talking about the originals more over. The originals were really, really wrong.
Well, can you imagine like writing Pinky in the Brain in like the 90s and then like 30 years later,
and not seeing the joke and just the name Pinky in the Brain?
I'm not even talking about the joke. You're just a fucking writer, and they're like, okay, well, this is Pinky in the Brain, it's a mouse, and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, it's goofy, it's funny, you know, but it's a stupid kid's show, so you don't really give a fuck. And then like 30 years go by, and they're like, oh, can you do it again? And you're like, Nerf! You're like, Nerf, Trump, Nerf! Like, no one wants to see that shit. Like,
Nerf, Trump, Nerf!
I guess, like, I was happy they made the Rocco, but then I watched it, and there's just, like, frogs, and they're like, look, they're transgender, too. And, like, kids are just like, oh, my penis comes off, too. And I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking with it.
I will say, I've yet to see the kid who ripped off his dick going, I'm just like Rocco.
Well, you know that gay story they told about SpongeBob? They're like, okay.
Oh, the kid who jumped off the cruise ship?
So, like, you know.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
You know, that story might not be real, and neither.
He thought he saw a pineapple, so he went looking for SpongeBob. How retarded is your child?
No, but I could believe that your kid could be a weird trans weirdo from watching that.
Right. It should have been a close-up the whole time.
But I don't know, man. Like, all that shit's just played out. It's like, make some original ass ideas. Like, you're like, about like in 20 fucking years, we're gonna sit down and we're just gonna see fucking Jurassic Park 1 again. We're gonna see Harry Potter again, but it's gonna be like Harry's gonna be black this time, and J.K. Rowling's gonna be like, he was always black.
My original vision here is always
Hermione was lesbian and Dumbledore.
I never explicitly stated.
I never said that
Dumbledore's actually a fetus, not an old man. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you people.
I never said Dumbledore wasn't sucking penis, but
I never said he was or he wasn't. But okay, I left that up to the viewer.
He could have been, like it's ancient aliens. There's no proof that Dumbledore
wasn't sucking dick. There's no proof that he was not.
There's no proof. What's the fat guy with the beard name? Like asshole? What's his name?
Hagrid asshole, yeah.
There's no...
Hagrid the Hagrid asshole, man.
He's like, you're a faggot, Harry.
Oh, you're a faggot, Harry.
He like finds him
come to this back room where no one knows.
He's like at a fucking Greyhound station in Key West. And he's like, you're a faggot, Harry.
Come to platform 9 3/4. I'll show you what kind of a faggot you are.
Have you been to Florida, dude? You know about Key West, dude.
Dude, I've been to Florida once.
You know about Key West? You know what Key West is, though, right?
I know what it is.
I've never been there. I'm just saying, you know.
It sounds like some crazy shit that goes on there, though.
You're a faggot, Harry.
I am?
He's like, run on these train tracks with me, Harry. He's like, where are we going? He's like, I'm gonna go get some meth, Harry.
We're gonna get some meth. And then we're gonna turn around and we're just gonna see what kind of shit they have hiding under there. I've seen Hermione's peepholes.
I love how Trump's name was like Voldemort, though, too. Like, if you were like around the wrong people, you could say Trump, and they would be like, oh! They're just terrified of like. Nothing.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, no. Where's the V come in? So no, I got nothing then.
No, the V has nothing to do with it. To me, it's just like if you were around the wrong people, you could be like, Trump. Oh, we don't speak his name here.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So yeah, I don't like the guy either.
No, I love how like the thing is, it's like so many people want to talk about the president this, the president that, but every time we have a president, then we just get another president, and then that person is obviously having a troublesome time because being the president sucks, and everyone's always like, oh, well, he's got to clean up after this guy, and then the next
like, yeah, well, you're right. But you're also like,
then the next guy comes, and they're like, well, this guy's got to clean up after this guy, and this guy's got to. That's always their excuse for why the president wasn't 100% perfect. But really, it's just like getting married. You're getting married, and in 4 years, you might get the same bitch for another 4 years, or you're going to leave it.
In 4 years,
when you get married, once those two...
Wait, but hold on.
You see where he just transitioned to that? That was great. That was a great thing.
That was great. Fatal flaw.
But the thing is that if the bitch, if you love her, you'll be married for 4 years. But if another bitch comes, you're going to re-elect the new bitch.
You're going to elect some new bitch.
And she might get lucky and get 2 terms, which is 8 years. But after that, it's like, you could never do this. You're fucking fine.
You're done.
You're divorced.
You are divorced.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, we don't have fucking time for this. It's like, I don't know. Like, fuck. it's just a bunch of bullshit. Like, no matter who's in the White House, the tax probably won't change, and people are still gonna beat their dicks to OnlyFans, Pornhub, and X videos until they slowly die. But they will vigorously be beating their
Which is
penis.
why this is only the first venture. Find us on OnlyFans in only about 3 months.
When fucking Joe Biden won or whatever, I
yeah,
remember.
let's somehow break the fourth wall
I
sometimes.
think OnlyFans is the future.
I think OnlyFans
It is
is how
the
the
future,
treasury
man.
will stay alive.
Yes. And that's the fucked up part is this is all actually like it's
That's
gonna be
why.
for real.
That's probably why they're giving us stimulus checks because they're like
stimulus.
fucking just it's a
Just stimulate a little bit.
stimulus. When people are just,
These OnlyFans are to pay their taxes too.
I don't know, like why people why are people even buying OnlyFans when they could just like rape?
There's so much free porn out there,
No,
dude.
or they could just rape. But there is free porn too, and it's like people are like, oh, porn makes people rape, right? And then like, but
It's
then
like,
they're like, so
no.
how about you become a porn star? That's
Then
smart,
you get
right?
raped all the
Then
time.
you'll probably get raped, really.
Real quick.
Location raped. Look. I never thought it was possible, but
Location rape.
now I know where you are, and I can fucking find you and rape you.
That's some scary shit, actually.
It is scary. And
That's some real shit.
The funny thing is the bitches that are selling their titties don't think. That's the same bitch that goes online and she's like, I'm a social justice warrior and I fucking hate capitalism, but also buy my OnlyFans. You can't say fuck capitalism and sell your OnlyFans because then you just look like a dumb bitch. That would be like me saying that'd be like me saying I hate Mexico, but I fuck Mexicans and have kids with them.
But exclusively.
And then if you did that, you would just be my mom. I don't know. Isn't mom hella racist against Mexicans?
Am I your mom?
You could be. Or do you hate Mexicans but fuck them? Or are you just a racist?
There's the question.
Yeah, but
Depends. What direction is this podcast going? I'm not sure what direction we're leaning.
Well, I'm Mexican, so I can talk shit about him. And I'm also Puerto Rican, black, and every race in the world, so I can say whatever I want.
I
also-
myself, but still,
Hey, you can't say. I love when someone's like, "You can't say that," and then you grab your fucking mouth and you go, "Ha," because you have a fucking tongue and you can say whatever the fuck you want. That's my favorite part about that.
Comments down below.
Like, could you imagine like fucking a pussy and someone's like, "You can't fuck that," and you're just fucking it? You're like, sorry, dude.
You can't fuck that.
I mean, you still might
Wait,
get.
hold on. The Catholic Church?
You still
You
might.
can't fuck that.
You still might get punched in the face, but you still fuck
But you
that.
still fuck that.
Hella boy, I still.
You will
fuck
never get
that.
this. You will never get this.
But I still fuck that.
But I
Very
still get
nice. I don't got time for that shit. Like, I mean, the other day, what we were watching, we were watching some old like Hey Arnold video, and it was like about that guy.
Oh,
Turn
shit.
Turn off again.
Screen turn off.
Oh no,
Edit this part out.
no, it's good.
Is it going still?
No, it should still be. Yeah.
Okay, I think it is. And fucking, we were watching this shit about fucking
Comment down below if you see my nipple.
Dino Spumoni or whatever. He's like the guy, and he's like, I just love how he's like singing this song. He's like, "Oh, you broke my heart, so I'll beat your ass." And he's like,
I'll break your shit and come on your floor.
he's like, "She sucked my dick and my balls." But
Then I called her a stupid whore.
shout out to Dino Spumoni for like slapping bitches subliminally in 19. And then you know what? He did that in a time. This is a fictional character, but
But still, you know, he was actually pretty revolutionary for even being a fictional character. Do you know that Dino went from fucking like weird lounge singer, barbershop, to being even a fucking rap star? I think it was my favorite goddamn song.
I feel like hitting bitches was never cool. But I feel like in those days, if you were like, "Pow!"
Oh, fuck you. Oh,
And I like
everyone's
that.
in love with you.
And like that made it cool. Like you were hanging out with your friends and your wife came out. She's like, "Can you come inside?" And she gave you a beer and you're like, "Pow, bitch!" And all your friends were like, "Yeah,
Yeah! Out there outside your window, like, weird shit.
That was a simpler time.
A much simpler time.
Where people knew
Don't even.
to respect your privacy, but cheer for you when they heard you beating your wife. I love how like
Jesus
my
Christ.
favorite thing about it is like how like anybody I've ever met in my life that like listens to R&B is like the biggest woman beater ever. Like, ever.
Why is that?
He's like singing Usher to like a bitch and beating her ass. Or like even better, he's like a Mexican guy is like beating up his bitch and then singing her Mark Anthony in like 2 hours. He's like, you can be my hero, baby.
Sorry, every time you just said Mark Anthony, and all I could think is the fucking fat ass.
No, that's right. The voice I did was Enrique Iglesias. That's Henry Churches for you guys that don't know how to speak Spanish.
Henry Churches.
And now it's going to take you guys a little time to realize that our best friend Drake Bell is actually now Drake Campana. Eh? Drake Campana.
This is where we need to actually do we have a song to play right now? I want to hear a Drake Campana song.
I've actually never heard of Drake Campana.
I haven't either. Hold on,
YouTube that.
Let's go ahead and bring this shit up.
Go ahead and take us a little smoke break while my friend Tom looks up Drake Campana.
Drake Campana.
You see, like his Twitter, he was like, "No más English." I was like,
That's
that's why you didn't go to Josh's wedding because you don't speak English anymore.
You don't know how to talk anymore.
I know this is old news and like people watching it.
But it's new to me, damn
That
it.
is so old. It's like, well, you know what, dude? I just got out of prison and I found out what a cell phone was. So
Fuck you.
chill out. Back when I was using cell phones, porno still downloaded it like it was your mom's downstairs office.
Fuego lento.
Let's listen.
Let us listen. This is the part where you're gonna have to like mute it out in editing, because we're gonna get sued by Mexican Drake.
I don't think Mexicans can sue people.
That's fucked up. That's the gas. That's fucked up.
I don't know, man. I'm being completely
I don't
honest.
think Mexicans can sue people though.
I like how he kept the same haircut. He actually looks just, and it's in English.
I was just noticing that.
Okay,
So what happened to No Mas Inglés, motherfucker?
look for a new song. This must be kind of old. But look how he still dresses there.
He looks and dresses exactly the same.
23 million views.
This is from last year.
Hey, shout out to Drake Campana.
Yeah, shout the fuck out to Drake Campana. And Josh, I love you better, buddy. Fuck that guy.
I swear, like fucking wasn't that like Taco Bell's logo for Campana?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Josh is way cooler than Drake.
You think Josh is a microwavable Drake?
He is. That's how he got fat.
Josh
That's
is
fat
way
nigga.
Oh, God.
I remember, dude, one
That
time-
was
Josh
bad.
used to be way cooler than Drake.
No,
Josh still is way
that's
cooler
what- that's
than
what
Drake.
Tom-
Oh no, but then Josh lost all the weight, and now
And then
Drake
became
is
kinda
in
like a prick.
Mexico. Fucking
Everything got weird with those two, man.
I feel like Josh probably like got some bitch.
It's straight up though. Didn't Megan get raped or some shit? She started like doing music, and then someone was like, "Here's my dick." What happened with Megan?
No, actually, I don't.
Some shit happened with Megan. If I'm
Nothing.
not mistaken.
I think she got raped by Dan Schneider.
That would make sense. He did a lot of little kid shows. He's
And
always
Nickel-
around them little ones.
Nickelodeon was just like, just take a bunch of money.
That's why it was an oven for his little exit thing. Oh, yum. Buns in the oven, man. These fucking little girls.
In the oven.
Wasn't that guy
It's very
obsessed with feet too?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Drake Campana. Oh, is that the same riff too?
Yeah, it is.
It's like on a fucking accordion. So Nazis took this, huh?
We're
Okay.
nasty, honey.
I know where my people got their music from. He's got the same shit. That's like, what the fuck?
Because you put some tweet, one tweet a month ago that you said that your all the social media.
American.
You hear that? Your dildos. That's how he says Spanish.
Sociales ahora solo estarán en español, no más inglés. I was on the airplane.
He was on the airplane as soon as he heard that Biden won and he was coming back.
Oh, fuck. I gotta turn around.
He was like, holy shit, I can
He's gonna
come.
deport me.
I know, I can come back now. He was like, wow. But he know he'll be back.
I can come back
He know
now.
he'll be back. I mean,
From Mexico.
What the fuck is this?
This is write everything in Spanish from now on, and then I got the idea.
But you're still speaking English and singing English. So, qua?
he's
Oh,
like,
sorry. Gay.
he's like a new Selena, dude.
Selena or Selena?
Oh yeah,
Is it the same bitch?
Same bitch.
Okay.
Same.
I guess from the show, Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Concerts in the States. And
They were shit. That looks like fucking Blaine's band, dude. Oh yeah, Blaine Cook. Fuck yourself. We got a lot of shout outs and a lot of hateful ones.
Guys, the shout outs aren't always positive, man.
That's always true. That's very true.
We sold it out multiple times, and just from there, I've just been, embraced so lovingly.
I bet you have.
So I feel like I needed to give something back, or do something.
Regresar un poco.
Un poco de panocha from my señora.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's
Mexican
awesome.
Josh? Yeah, it's not Josh.
Dude, they got Mexican Josh on
We
here.
got Mexican Josh on here,
They
man.
got a Mexican guy playing a fat white kid with a black wig on.
And it
Oh
looks
my
pretty.
God,
It looks pretty.
It looks like Sergio
legit,
when
actually.
he was little.
Oh my god.
Look at this, dude. Come look at this.
Yeah,
man.
no. You need to come in the shot and actually see this.
Come on, man. You got to see what he looks like.
You asleep over there?
Could you imagine if like Puffy came on Univision and they're like, Biggie's here, and they just had like a fat
You got
black
some
guy.
random Mexican guy who looked like a fat white kid in plaid.
He's like, no, Ed is fag. It's, I know
it's not Josh.
it's
the
not.
Mexican
They
guy.
hate each other now, but this is on Univision.
What? That's Drake.
Yeah, it is
he's like-
Drake.
he's-
It's
I
not
was-
Josh.
You don't hear what we're talking about? Him?
That's Drake.
Yeah, have you-
Dressed
where
up
have you
as
been?
Josh.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
thought you were behind the camera. You've been nodding out?
I was just no. I wasn't. Even, it's positioned so well. I don't even have to be there anymore.
Taco burrito. Yo quiero comer panocha con mis amigos. I want to eat pussy with my friends. Something like that. En mi cama comiendo mi culo y spicy burritos, yeah. I just took a shit.
It would sound like you would say that.
Yeah.
I just took a shit. Oh, that guy killed me.
I remember one time when I was a little dude, I was
This is fucking ridiculous.
I was really fucking high on mushrooms and I had to go sell some drugs, but I wanted to take my gun with me first.
Yeah, I guess a great idea.
Yeah, and so I was like, "Where's my gun?" You know, and like I'm so high that like I had these Machiavelli shoes. Tupac's like, winking.
Oh, no shit. The Machiavellis.
Tupac's like-
I'm alive.
Tupac's like winking at me. I see dead around the corner. I'm like, "Fuck." Anyway,
I'm living in the Bahamas.
I go
Just
to my
saying.
room where my pistol was at. And I think one of my little brothers at the time was probably only like 10 or 11. And he's in there watching Drake and Josh. And the theme song's fucking playing. And I just remember fucking losing my fucking mind looking for this pistol in my fucking house. And it's all like, take some time to realize. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I'm turning around. Like, I do need to realize, like, where the fuck my gun's at?
Well, over your shoulder, you know that I'll always be capping the fools that you wanna put down.
Ah, man. So it pretty much, like, once it hits that over the shoulder part, pretty much yeah, dead on. I was
So
like,
just turn around.
I turn around and I find the key to, like, some dresser I had. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there you go. I turn around and I'm like, fuck it. And I open it and I realized, you know, that's where I had my key and that's where my gun's at. So I grab my gun. And then the theme song of fucking Drake and Josh is ending, and him and Drake toast their sodas, and like as I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, dude, I need to get the fuck out of this house right now. That very moment, I'm like, I also need a sip of soda first. So I grab my soda, yeah, right, and that's when I chugged the soda, and I was like, hey, get the fuck out. I don't got no time for Drake and Josh. And I think after that, I just like went to the woods and told my friend how like I thought it was weird that Mexicans were Catholics.
The next conversation.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how Mexicans are Catholics.
I
You
don't know how we went from Drake and Josh to like the story of my people. But
Well, I'm really not sure either. But for some reason, that brought up when we were fucking at the locker room.
well, no, that's just how it happened. And I ended up at I was like at some creek at some fucking elementary school smoking with my friend, and I was just like, I hit the bowl and I like had a deep thought, and I was just like, why are Mexicans Catholic? And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I mean, one day, like, didn't a boat of white people? Okay, sorry, Spaniards.
Didn't a boat of white people?
Didn't a boat of Spaniards just like come down here and like take all our gold and rape us and kill us, and then gave us a book, and they were like, read it.
I said, you're thinking of the wrong appropriation when you said white people.
Yeah,
Look, that's what it goes to. God,
yeah,
yup.
you ever seen the
You had to say it.
Yeah, you ever seen the fucking Jack Daniels commercial, dude, from back in the day? And it's like 300 years ago, Jack Daniels taught Negroes how to make whiskey. Have you ever seen that commercial, dude? I was like, what the fuck, man? It's a commercial. It's like trying to make it. It's like trying to make us sound a little less racist. It's like, but this commercial.
But we still taught them how to make our whiskey.
This commercial's actually making us look real racist. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was watching this shit, and I swear to God, that's like how they start the commercial. And I was like, could you imagine a commercial? And it's just like 500 years ago when white people spoke Spanish. We came down to El Rio de Janeiro and taught people how to make beans or whatever. They taught us. We went there. We went down to Mexico and they taught us how to make El Paso beans or whatever.
And then we told them, "Here's a wall. Stay on your side."
Ancient recipe that now we taught the ancient recipe to other white people, and we got
so we can go ahead and make sure we completely kill their culture.
Jimmy Dean baked beans. Is that talking shit? I don't even fucking. What the fuck though? Like I told that to my fucking girlfriend's dad, and he was looking at me like I was great. What do you mean when white people spoke Spanish? I was like,
no, he tried to argue. It's like, do realize that yes, native was first.
I was like,
but Spanish still came before English.
Have you not seen Gladiator? Spaniard, Spaniard, are you not entertained, Spaniard? It's like fucking Russell Crowe. Like that guy doesn't look Mexican at all. No.
Russell Crowe, where's that guy been? Speaking of him,
he has CDs. He like records music, dude. Like speaking of another weirdo.
We're doing our first podcast. You already want me to kill myself.
I'm just.
What's up with you?
I don't know. That's just
Vin Diesel's new music.
Oh, what?
Vin Diesel?
What?
Oh,
Shannon made music?
Yeah, dude.
Wait a minute.
Dude, we said
we said we were going to change the name.
Oh, shit.
No, but
no, dude. This one dumb girl.
It's
She was Vin Diesel, man.
She is Vin Diesel.
The pacifier, nigga. All right. What happened?
No, I said it's like pop EDM.
So it's like hella gay techno. So is it
what?
I mean, he better be in the music video with this fucking nunchucks.
Yeah, I better say this guy looks like fucking techno Viking. Otherwise, go home. What the fuck?
Like from what I remember, he kind of like did like the indie vocal singing thing. And
Peruvian throat music. That shit.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah. I could see Vin Diesel doing that. I really could actually.
Yeah, we don't have to listen to it.
We don't have to listen to it.
I heard like him and The Rock had beef when they were making the Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, but I never actually heard definitive why.
I don't know.
It's like that guy thinks he has bigger muscles than me. Yes, he takes more steroids than you.
You know what happens when you get two tools in a room? Nothing.
It becomes a workshop.
Yeah. And what happens in the workshop?
This. This right here.
Is it off? Is it off?
You might want to fiddle your
You know
noodle.
what? It might just be. Yeah.
Well, you doing that did something to the screen.
What happened? Is that it? Is it over? How long did we go?
Over here.
We're over an hour, but I do feel like that first 30 minutes, like we don't want to cut out and just fucking.
Let's see, we're at an hour and 13 minutes.
Great, we can keep going, baby.
Oh, we need more beer.
Let's go take some shots.
Yep, shots and beer. Should we do that on camera?
No. I'm gonna pause. We gotta see what we got. But that was good, dude. That was really good. What do you think, Miguel? Good for just random bullshit. And it's not.
I'll say for
not being scripted, man. That's great. We're just talking. Don't try too hard. We don't.
And that's I think what my issue was the first 20 minutes. So I'm thinking that first 20 minutes is garbage.
It's not garbage. It's not garbage.
Felt stiff.
Just relax. Be yourself. We're just talking our shit. Work around each other's voice.
Yeah, 'cause that's worked so well in the past.
I mean, that was good, dude. There was some good parts. What were we talking about?